Hello, friends. Welcome to the Silverstream Media Halloween stream for 2025. I'm Community Manager Colin, and I'm in costume, as you may see. Specifically, this is not a Necromancer costume. It is a Revan costume, because I'm a dork, as evidenced by the mask. Not quite accurate mask, but hey, you work with what you can find. And of course, I do also have... wait a second. Ho ho ho! Oh, immediately the background thing hides it. Can I? Oh no! I've become one with the background. The lightsaber has ruined everything. Oh. Okay. Well, the lightsaber's now over here. Well, so that broke my green screen. Thanks, NVIDIA broadcast, for nothing. Anywhoosits, yes, so we're here to play a few spooky games. We're going to be playing through, we're playing some Greenhearth Necromancer, which is our own game. That won't be the constant game of the stream. I'm going to be checking in on my garden sort of between game segments. And sort of right off the bat here, we'll start, we'll finish, and in-betweens with Greenhearth. But I'll also be playing The Necromancer's Tale, Diablo 2, Resurrected, which I just realized... I was like, do I have that installed? is that a me going through my stream prep? Me also forgetting to install the game. We're just gonna do that real fast. Okay, internet, you're gonna have to really do your job here. Anyways, maybe not Diablo, but we're gonna play Mortal Sin. We're gonna play Necromancer's Tale, Greenhearth Necromancer, and Creepy Redneck Dinosaur Mansion 3 from Strange Scaffold. It's a grab bag of games today. We're gonna take a peek at a few different things. But right off the bat, let's start with the one and only and familiar Greenhearth Necromancer. Once I specifically pick the right capture window. Haha! And we are here. And I should probably give the volume back up. So, for anyone who doesn't know what Greenhearth Necromancer is, it is a semi-idle magical gardening simulator where you play as a necromancer who has inherited sort of an apartment and balcony from their grandmother and is moving in to sort of start their life as a necromancer. This is... I'm in debug mode currently. Usually, obviously cannot play in debug mode. I have powers that I usually don't have. But I wanted to sort of not be bogged down by too much of the waiting around for things. And also because the demo is not available and also limited. So I wanted to show off a few more things that the demo doesn't necessarily have. But right off the bat, we are in our garden. We are in our balcony. I'm sort of taking a view around of all the plants. And you know what? There's already some care that needs to happen here. So let's take a look here. So in the course of the game, you're taking care of plants, whether alive or undead. If they die, you can bring them back. And you use spells and tools and rituals and potions and all sorts of various devices to sort of take care of your plants. So... one of those things is, watering. So you can kind of, once you click on a tool, you can kind of go through your garden and it'll tell you how everything's doing. This one, in particular, needs water. So let's give that one a little bit of a heal there. And, of course, our plant is much happier now that I've watered it. It does seem to be unhappy about a couple things that are unknown. I gotta stop doing that. To do that, there is also research and rituals that you can do to sort of learn about plants. Each plant in the game has, humidity needs, light needs, all those sorts of various traits of plants that you need to worry about. They're all here, and you sort of need to research or do a best guesstimate on, taking care of them. So the Imsmaw is it's doing okay right now where it is. I think it's a little unhappy about, it's -6 about something. I'm going to come back to you. You are especially unhappy. You need water and fertilizer. So let's give you're a thirsty boy. Let's give you some fertilizer and some stuff there. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I think that is actually a small bug with the build currently. Usually when I right-click, it gets rid of a tool. It's not doing it currently, so sorry about the constant escape menu. But back to our trailing Rapunzel here. Let's see. Also just double-check my audio. Yeah, we're all good. It is currently quite happy in terms of water and fertilizer, but our light and humidity are probably a little off. So let's grab our guy here and put him over here. And maybe that'll be a little bit better for him. No, he doesn't like that either. You know, we're just gonna... Oh, okay. You like here. Interesting. Are you happy here? And are you happy here? Okay, well, this one's gonna need water, I think. So let's check in on him. Okay. Our teddy bear friend is still very unhappy about something. I think it might be humidity, if I had to guess. Our hunter's bane is doing real poorly. You're also super unhappy. So a bunch of these plants are not in the right places currently. However, that seems to improve your happiness, and that improves your happiness. There we go. Look at this. Finding the right places for these plants. It is a not exactly an easy thing to intuit. Let's see. Let's see here. Let's water our sentinel here. He also needs he's been over fertilized actually. So we need to wait for him to kind of go back into this safe area here, the sweet spot in terms of fertilization. He's a little unhappy about, I think, his humidity. He can hang out. We'll come back to him. This northern prickly really doesn't like here either. Okay, we'll pick you up. Now, since I am in debug mode, I can do a couple things you can't usually do in the full game, including just give myself a plant. I wanted to do this so I could show off some of the plants that aren't currently in my balcony. For example, let's grab a sun sprite. Love a sun sprite. Let's pop him in here. And he is the undead version, of course. What a little smiley guy. Gotta name him at some point. You can name all your plants, of course. We want you to be attached. And, you know, fall in love with your plants. It's an important detail. How's my little camera doing? I realize I'm probably a little in the corner here. Is this good? It's hard to tell. No, I am like completely out of frame. Oh, gotta get my hooded self back into frame. Somehow I made that worse. Streaming. Oh, what a fun time. Did I make that worse? How am I so out of frame? Do I live over here now? This isn't exactly comfortable. Oh, also the hood. She's warm. Okay, I'm gonna move you over here. Sorry guys for the tinkering. I'm trying to figure out the sweet spot for the camera. Hey, that seems to work better. Okie dokies. Just have to move over slightly. There we go. Not that my face is the most important thing, but let's see here. Our sun sprite is doing, the one we just popped in here seems to be doing quite well. It's doing okay, water and fertilizer. We also had no information about this. We know more information about the sun sprite, so I have a little more information about its light and humidity levels, and it's doing okay. Well, at least its humidity level. Its light might be a little wrong, but we're going to leave it where it is for now. All of these guys seem to be growing appropriately. That one's losing health. Oh, you're still very unhappy. Happy plants slowly recover. Unhappy plants slowly lose HP. That makes sense. Yeah, you're good. You're good. You guys will all recover. What do you need? Oh, you need water. That's fair. Okie dokies. Let's go take a look at the rest of our balcony here. Our Weaving Gorgon is... Oh, okay. You are not in a good shape. Oh, and I think I just overwatered it. Nah, we're okay. Oh, stunted. This plant cannot gain or absorb H points and cannot age. Oh, my little weeping Gorgon. He will always be a juvenile. It happens. This one is very unhappy about where it is currently, so we're going to swap it around. That is much better. Sometimes you just need to... Oh, geez. Okay, let's take a look at our beach fern here, because it needs water, it needs fertilizer, it's too bright, and it needs to be pruned. Okay. Well, the pruning should help. And it's too bright, it's saying. So let's grab our thing and pop it. I don't know, maybe down here is better? No, down here better? Perfect. Beaked fern found a home. Now, our Kaffir fern. Do you like this place or do you like this place? Maybe the Maiden's Eye will be... The Maiden's Eye is a little bit happier here. Okay, we can work with this. It's a little too humid for it. It's a little too humid and it's a little too bright. Interesting. Huh. I wonder if I can grab it and move it there. Perfect. There, see? As soon as you get that big smiley face on the plant, it's a good sign. Let's pop our Jen's Bale. Our Jen's Bale here. Kaffir fern here? I think I tried that already. That didn't go well. Prickly Star? Yeah, I come back to those. Okay, our last bit of plants here. What do we got? Some water and fertilizer. So this is all basic care needs. There in the game, there are various tools, potions and rituals that will sort of let you overcome some of the plant needs in case you want to put them in a specific spot or not worry about them for a specific reason for a while. Or concentrate pests or something on them, because also there are pests and fungus and other various things you sort of have to take care of with your plants. Peter Gorgon's doing a little bit better now. He still needs fertilizer. There we go. He's perfectly happy where he is, so he can stay. The little leaf is doing okay. It's been overwatered and over fertilized, so it's gonna stay where it is for the moment. The baleberry needs some water. Oh, baleberry's doing great. Look at this. I don't have to move you at all. How's the Highwood Feywood tree? You are very much in need of water. And you are very much in need of some fertilizer. Hey, there you go. It has a -6 to something. Interesting. This plant is undead. It cannot die. Huh. This is a very old plant. And it also cannot be pruned or gain root points. Interesting. So every plant has quirks. They are random, and some will definitely change the nature of these plants quite dramatically. Let's see. This one needs fertilizer. Speaking of which, we got to make more fertilizer. This plant is also quite unhappy about something. Probably it's light. The canna bush could probably move. Okay, let's grab you. Let's pop down the Jen's Bale here. Oh, you're unhappy. Why are you unhappy? Okay, you need water and fertilizer. That's fair. There we go. The Jen's Bale is happy. Everybody's much more happy. I've got a couple plants still looking for a spot. The canna bush loves there. Okay, sure. I'll take it. Do you like here? You really do not. Oh, yeah, you're not happy there. Okay. Hey, they don't have Prickly. Hey, Prickly started doing great there. Okay, great. Do I have an empty one over here for the... No. Okay. Well, all our plants are sorted, which means we're in a good space to sort of move on to our next game. Actually, before I go, I should probably make some fertilizer. It takes... Let's see, it takes a couple ingredients, of which I do have bark. Excellent. I got 10 bark. Perfect. Interesting. I could do... Maybe I'll put some premium fertilizer. Yeah, let's do some premium fertilizer. Let's make some mulch as well. Interesting. This fertilizer does come with a slight benefit, so maybe let's brew one of those as well. I am sort of running out of bark here, but I will be able to get more. You get resources in the game by taking care of your plants, by leveling them up, by pruning them, or by composting them. Since I'm in debug mode, I could technically compost plants forever, never run out of resources. But that is part of the aspect of the game, is gathering those resources and carrying them forward. And there's a person in chat I have to block. Mod. No, don't mod them. That's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to ban them. There we go. Just granted moderator privileges to the spammer in the chat for 2 seconds. That was not the right button. Flowering fertilizer, rooting fertilizer. There's a lot of different fertilizers that you can use that also have a variety of benefits. Basic fertilizer recipe is a great way to use a bunch of old ingredients. Interesting. That increases the happiness. I should brew some of that too. I'm making a lot of fertilizer. I should make other things. I'm gonna make I think I'm gonna make a couple. I'm gonna make a vinegar in case I need it. Sort of stacking up these tasks so that they happen while we're streaming. I don't know if I want to kill anything in particular. Viridian potion, refresh potion. I can, some of the ones that are overwatered I could sort of fix with potions, which is always good to know. As you can see, there are a variety of tools in the game. You can change quirks. You can give your plants buffs. You can change a plant to be more like this one permanently changes its light and humidity tolerance. So that way, if you wanted to sort of customize your garden a little bit more, there are in-depth tools in the game to sort of affect how things go. But we're going to leave the game running for now. I do have a couple. Okay, actually, nothing is in bloom. I'm going to hold on to that card. The bee swarm will come in when some of your plants have bloomed, and we'll make ghost honey for you. Ghost honey is used in various spells and crafting, and also is a resource during the community market because you barter with it. Speaking of which, there's the market there. Compostiver, what's your... oh no, I've run into a bug. This happens when you're playing the debug mode. That's okay. I'm just going to quit and resume the game really quickly, which should fix my issue there. Apologies for the black screen. I was playing in debug mode. That's on me. Sometimes the debug mode is a little bit buggy, and that's okay. So we're already half an hour into the stream, and we haven't actually played Necromancer's Tale yet, which is I'm going to move on to. Let's grab some water. Let's press start here. And yes, we are back to our garden. Excellent. Okie dokies. So we're going to let this run in the background. I should be sure to mute it just in case. And we're going to start our second game. Let's find it, shall we? Necromancer's Tale. Yeah, that makes sense. I'm also going to check on our Diablo download. Hey, that finished too. Look at this. Hey, Internet. Thank you for streaming and downloading at the same time because I forgot to install games. I'm going to take another peek through our garden just to make sure I'm not leaving anything behind that I should have running. Did not mention spells also. There are a variety of spells in the game. These also will let you, change how plants work or change quirks or sort of change or affect them in terms of happiness and humidity and water and all those sorts of things. There are a variety of spells and potions and rituals. All will let you shape your garden in a very specific direction if you need to or want to. Now, Steam just told me Necromancer's Tale is ready to play, so let's boot it up. And we'll switch over to our Necromancer's Tale overlay. And I will change it over to the Necromancer's Tale screen. Excellent. Welcome to our second segment, or first segment. How does segments work? Welcome to our next segment, where we're going to play... Oh, I seem to be losing part of my costume. Oh, because I'm sitting on my cape. That's the problem with sitting on capes. Wearing capes when you're sitting. I think I'm getting game capture. Bump it up a little bit, actually. Let me know in chat if anything's too loud or too quiet. This game actually might be a little loud. I'm going to bump it back down again. So Necromancer's Tale. I have not played this whatsoever. We're going to be starting from the beginning. It is basically a game, it's a narrative-focused, let's bump up the resolution, narrative-focused game where you play as a necromancer, and it's sort of Disco Elysium-y, from what I could tell from the store page, but I'm excited. This sounds really cool. The reviews are really interesting. What is the painterly effect? Let's leave it on low for now. Or off entirely? That's something we'll figure out as we go. But yeah, let's just hop right in. We're gonna say I could just skip combat. That seems like a thing that might be interesting. Let's go with story mode. I do like turn-based combat, don't get me wrong. But... Oh, I'm doing it the wrong way. I do like... You know what? I'm going to go for story mode. Just so we can kind of see as much of the story as possible.
In the year of our Lord, 1701, the Republic of Venice went to war with the sovereign monarchy of Ralston. This war was over passage rights through the Adriatic Sea, though this point will rarely be brought up when the war is discussed by future historians. It was, like most wars, overstretched and too costly. Neither side could afford it, nor would they back down. Many lives were lost, and whatever the outcome, each nation would nurse its wounds for some time. The war raged on for 6 years, draining both countries' resources, but the Republic of Venice was older than Ralston and had deeper pockets. In a war of attrition, they would win, and both sides knew it. 3 generals from Ralston, 2 brothers and a close friend, came together to strategize, and came up with nothing. They would not win this war. In desperation, one reached out to a dark power and was told to make pilgrimage to Golgotha. With no other avenue, they spent 1 month sailing to the walls of Jerusalem, where they docked under cover of darkness. On the hill where the man named Jesus died, they met a figure, too old to identify as man or woman. It offered them a book, an already ancient thing made of pale leathers and filled with symbols that hurt their eyes to look upon. The thing smiled as they took it, a smile made of too many teeth. Full of dread for what they had seen and what they were about to do, they sailed for another month to get home. Things had gone badly in the time they were away. Soon they would have to surrender, and Ralston would fall into decline, one that was unlikely to survive.
Sort of.
Whatever doubt the men
Adriatic Sea,
had
Venice.
about using the knowledge in that book,
I mean, necromancers
their
are.
mind was set now. They cast its pages open and chanted dark incantations. And lo, did the dead walk upon the earth that night. Undead sailors hauled themselves into the Venetian boats. Soldiers dragged themselves from battlefields and clawed up from shallow graves to drive the Venetians from the land. The war was won. The Venetians could not fight Ralston's impossible numbers. They surrendered. The book was shut. 1711. 3 years later, a child was born to one of the generals involved in the
okay, one of these playable prologues. I really enjoyed the playable prologue in Tyranny, which is an Obsidian game, sort of not a spin-off, but sort of I think it uses the Pillar of Eternity engine. This is always cool. I always enjoy doing playable prologues that sort of customize your character as you go along. Okay, in summary, war, necromancers, child. Got it. Let's see. Let's go baby girl.
A beautiful baby girl.
What were we named? Anathema. Did I spell anathema right? Anathema. We're going to that. Okay. The night you were born, a blood moon hung low in the sky. There was a storm the night you were born, one that came from nowhere. A ship was caught in it, doomed to be dragged to the ocean floor below. Comet passed overhead that night, one that cycled between purple and green. I'm gonna go blood moon. That seems
neat. The
neat.
night you were born, a blood moon hung low
we got
in
stats.
the sky.
Got it.
Shepherds took their flocks in. You were taken from your mother and left with a nursemaid for your first few days in this world.
Okay, now I'm picking my nursemaid, which is not a thing I was expecting during character creation. She was a kindly girl from the town's poor quarters. While your paths crossed every few years, she has never reintroduced herself. Seeing you always cheers her up, and she is content with that. Distant cousin who hated being tasked with minding you. She largely ignored you, and when it was done, she told everyone what a fine job she did, and how you both had an unbreakable bond. You have not spoken since. A heavy-set lady who helped raise many children in the town, she was lauded for her understanding of children and how their minds behaved, though nobody turned up at her funeral when she died of heart failure. That's sad. We'll go kindly girl from poor quarters.
She was a kindly girl.
Okay, we got to press +1.
You were born into wealth and had all you could wish for. But your parents never had another child. It was a lonely
The family
childhood.
steward raised me.
1718. You are 8 years old. You play with friends from school. 2 poorer boys, Diedrich and Flip. Your father disapproves. You play in the graveyard outside the city. Nobody goes there without an armed guard. But children
Okay, so we all
do
just
not care
accepted
for
that
such
undead
things.
exist? Okay.
One day, as you play, you hear a rustling coming from some trees. You all freeze. Then a stone whizzes out of the green and hits you on the head.
I do enjoy the sort of character creation that sort of is going through
blood running down
childhood
your face,
anecdotes
partially blocking
and
sight from your
shaping
left
character
eye.
from that. There's a lot of games that sort of open with you doing this sort of like dialogue choice stuff to sort of customize your character. I think, as I mentioned, Tyranny does a really good job of it. I'm enjoying what Necromancer's Tale is doing. Morrowind comes to mind as well. If I'm remembering Morrowind correctly. Disco Elysium obviously kind of does it, but in a different way. That's a much more active role as you're kind of going through that intro sequence. Oh, an alarm? Or siren going by. Okay. Let's see. Who hit me in the head with a rock? Focusing. Cousin Lucas. 10 years your senior. Spot Sophia, a girl you recognize from school. A group of other children from the city emerge from the tree line. You recognize the leader, a boy named Willard. I'm going to say Sophia. Let's go with it.
You scan the tree line. She
throws
throws
another
another stone at you, but you are ready and avoid it.
Stay still! I need you to bleed enough for a ghoul to sniff you out.
She calls out.
I want to see them hunt.
Pick up the stick. You want to be careful up there. My father says they hide in trees during the day to grab any fools looking for a spot of shade. Why would you want to see a ghoul hunt anyone? That's a very valid question, 8-year-old me.
Why would you want to see a ghoul hunt me? Hunt anyone? She didn't answer that day, but she did end up becoming your friend. It was many years later, as an adult, when you learned a ghoul killed her mother, and she wanted to know how she died. She didn't say it, but something in how she told the story, perhaps simply in her telling of it, gave you the impression that she had gotten her wish. That night, you are woken by a scratching sound at your window. You lift yourself up on one arm and rub your eyes with the other. The scratching sound turns to a chipping one, and a moment later there is a muffled sound of glass breaking. A thin black arm reaches in then and unlatches the window. You know that arm. That kind of arm.
So I'm getting ghouls.
A ghoul.
A ghoul.
You scream as it pulls
Ghouls
the
are
window
zombies,
open and
but they can
pulls
open?
itself into
Damn,
the
they
room.
have, like...
You've never been so close to one. Its face
I was
is
not
like
expecting
a man's,
the,
but gaunt and twisted into a sorrowful, angry expression. It lands on the floor of your room with a sickening... The door behind you swings open. Your father steps in. As he looks at the creature, his face is expressionless. He enters the room, sword in hand, and feints to the left. As it lunges, he sidesteps to the right and slices downwards. The gore that sprays from the thing as it falls flicks onto your face. Your father looks down at you for a moment, then nods and leaves to make sure there are no others. You never play in the graveyard again. 1721.
This is a great narrator.
One morning, your mother comes to your school. She takes you out, even though classes are not finished. She says everything is okay, but you do not believe her.
It's her appearance that gives her away. Her mannerisms tip you off. Her presence alone is the warning.
Her presence alone is the warning.
I'm really getting good at cute. Oh, I should probably
Your
figure out
mother
these
never
stats
comes
are.
to your school. When you were too young to go alone, Hoffman brought. She brings you around the town. First, you stop to buy sugared apples. Then she takes you shopping. New clothes, new books, new toys, a luggage trunk. You walk the city walls, and the two of you take in the view. The sea to the west, the hills to the south, the forest to the east and north, and beyond the northern tree line, the road that leads to the capital. That, she tells you. You protest. She cries. When she stops crying, she doesn't remember where you are, how you got there. A watchman brings you home. There your father glares at you, angry that you upset your mother, angry at your non-compliance. Hoffman brings you to your room to help you put your new clothes and books and toys into your new trunk. He tells you that she loves you, that this is for the best. A few days later, your carriage rides out of town. In your children's stories, events like this happen. How do you feel as you are taken away?
Okay, I am... How old am I at this point? 12, I think the game said? I've already forgotten. How do I feel while I'm being taken away? I'm angry, feeling unwanted and tossed aside. This is something I could not fight. I hurt, a deep wound of betrayal. My parents are supposed to look after me, not discard me. I don't understand what I did wrong for them to send me away like this. I wonder, will I ever understand?
I don't understand what I did wrong for them to send me away like this. I wonder, will I ever understand?
So far I'm getting really good about the
1722.
thinking skills.
A year has passed. More quickly than you might have expected.
Okay, I appear to be in a
Winter's
dorm
first
now.
snow falls lightly outside. You watch
Oh,
from
I
your
have 6
dorm
answers.
and reflect on your time here.
The year was hard on you. You started many fights. You ended many, too. You are thankful for the library here. Books have been your salvation. You took to this new life quickly, making many friends. You directed your energy toward physical activities and joined the running team. You killed the time by dreaming up schemes and enacting them. You have befriended some of the more unsavory children. do I metagame this or do I roleplay this? Because roleplaying, I feel like the character I have is leaning more towards books. But I'm also pretty low on my social skills, which are the blue ones over here I see. But the green ones, maybe I just min-max and I'm just all knowledge. Although analyze seems important. And I do like... who are they on? I do like the befriending some of the more unsavory children. Yeah, let's go
You
with
have
that.
befriended some of the more unsavory children.
Excellent.
You have tried tobacco and alcohol, and partook in a seance with somebody that you feel differently towards. 1725.
I was not expecting to lose them.
Your schooling is done now. Your time here is over. You spent much of this year deciding what to do next.
Education, military, or one of your professors said she saw something in you, a spark that would see you well in the world of courtly intrigue. Let's go education.
In the end,
Yeah.
you decided to continue with education. You are unsure where this will lead you, but you wanted a life of experimentation and discovery. This was more important to you than riches. With your path decided, you found you had time before your training began, so you made the travel home feels faster than it was leaving. Perhaps mindset, perhaps age, perhaps because you have done it once already and conspired. It had been 4 years since you were home.
I do like that the
Not
parents
a
were
long
like,
time for some.
I'm so sorry you have to leave home and we can't tell you why. Meanwhile, I went to
This
school.
idea that you had matured, changed so much in that time, but
Interesting. Okay. Your attempts to gain access to the library's restricted area are rejected. The master there refuses you. Those books are not for children. You try to wow your old friends with tales of your time away, and it pains you when they don't seem impressed. You still find your father to be as inscrutable as ever. Let's do that one.
you still find your father to be as inscrutable as ever.
Fair.
You try to engage the man, talk about his interests, your time away, and your chosen
Dads,
path.
am I right?
But you cannot tell if he is impressed, interested, or even paying attention. Despite this, it is good to be home again.
I enjoy the
to see
academic
your
money
friends and
for
family.
side here too.
You
Games
have a
are
good
silly.
summer. As you leave for your new training, you wonder how long until you come home next.
I love when games decide
How you
money
will have
is just
changed
an
by then.
arbitrary number. How much money do I have?
1727.
4. Is that a lot or a
You are
little?
Nearly 2
I don't know.
years into your training now, and it goes largely
What
as
am I training
expected.
for? I guess being a
You miss
necromancer.
home, but the pang. One day, you learn that your class has been
Oh.
granted an audience
Isaac Newton.
with the great scientist Isaac Newton.
Okay.
When you enter his home in Hampshire, a young lady, his niece you later learn, brings you into the drawing room where he is having afternoon tea. A teacher and 11 students entered the room ahead of you.
Okay.
You could hear
So
the-
meeting with
then
Isaac
he
Newton.
came to you. He looked
Who is this with whom death walks? Why have you taken the Reaper to me? My time is not nigh, and I shall not go. Begone, herald of the Death Angel!
The old man continued to shriek at you, going so far as to throw tea at you.
Ah,
You left.
okay, Newton.
A classmate told you he took some calming down before. Word reached you a month later that Newton had died. It was peaceful, in his sleep. A few days
Okay.
later, a letter arrives telling you that a civil war of sorts has broken out in your homeland. A lich, a powerful undead sorcerer, has begun raising the dead and marches on the capital. So far, its armies show no sign of moving out of Ralston, but Venetian and Habsburg forces are amassing on their respective borders to repel. Eventually, word reaches you that the Lich has been defeated, that its forces collapsed as the final Many times you think of your terrible meeting with Newton. You read up on his other work, his alchemical and eschatological studies, his scouring of the Bible for clues to the nature of existence. 1729. Your training complete, you land your first post.
Okay. Interesting. I do enjoy that this sort of has like a realistic setting of like, I was really thrown off by like Adriatic Sea, Venice, Isaac Newton. But here we are. Your training complete, you land your first post. You secure a training or teaching position in the newly founded University of Camerino in Italy. An archaeological dig in Herculaneum hires you to help with the excavation. You work in a laboratory now. Fair. Let's go for a teaching position.
You secure a teaching position in the newly founded University of Camerino in Italy.
Nice.
While it has been only 2 years since Pope Benedict XIII established the university, you learn that Camerino has long been a centre for learning. The town has been recovering from difficult times, and so were eager to appease the Pope however they could. This license can revive the entire region. In turn, he requested that the university take an ecumenical approach to things, and ensure that all teachings were in line with those
Ecumenical. Word of the day. His Excellency can make or break this place. I understand their need to do as he asks for the sake of the town. Or, I love this, yes, we will work with the church. Or, on the other hand, this is outrageous. Faith has no place in science. I subvert this order whenever I can. It makes me enemies, but I'm not worried by people who are scared of the church. Yeah, screw this.
This is
science.
outrageous. Faith has no place in science. I subvert this order wherever I can.
Yeah.
1731. You are through the early years of your career now.
Excellent.
You have earned some recognition and accolades. Some time from work and a purse are made available to you. As you take some time to enjoy this leave, a terrible thing happens to
I'm not gonna do a hunting trip. And I know the town seems. I'll break my arm.
you. Your arm is broken while climbing the Alps.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You had been talking with your friend, Astrid, and you both agreed that you needed to blow off some steam. You decided on a vigorous mountain climb, and so you planned a weekend hike up a nearby mountain with an overnight stay at the summit. The next day, you rose early and began. The early part of the hike was quite pleasant as you wandered through the lush green forest that covered the mountain's base. By midday, you were exiting the forest. When you finally hoisted yourself up over the edge of the cliff, you found yourself facing a cave. You shouted in to see if your voice echoed. It did, but not by much. You turned to help Astrid, but he didn't stay there for long. The wind kept growing, and you both knew that if you had stayed there, your tent would blow away. What was that? Asked Astrid. You'd heard nothing, just the wind, you replied. Then, in the dark, something moved.
Oh.
A grey mass against the black cave wall. Something uncoiled and stood. It snarled and charged at you both. You pushed Astrid out of the way and barely avoided the first swing. A large hand, the size of your head, slammed into the ground with a massive thud. You rammed your elbow under the creature's ribs and it yelled. It spun around, faster than you could react, and backhanded you across the cave. Your face stung and your head throbbed, but you had no time. You picked yourself up.
Jesus, what the hell is this thing? Why am I fighting?
Jumped on it and buried your thumbs into where you hoped it had eyes.
No.
It shrieked and
Oh my
grabbed you
god,
by
I'm
the
forgetting
arm.
the thing in Star Wars.
It tightened its grip on you, and you felt something crunch under your skin. You yelled. It hurled you towards the cavern's mouth.
Oh, it broke my
Astrid,
arm. Rough.
who had managed to get out while you fought the thing, was able to seize you by the legs and dragged you. The thing followed you to the cave mouth and
Mountain
bellowed after
giant.
you.
Okay.
You got a good... It didn't follow you out onto the mountainside. You and Astrid, tentless now, found a crevasse to hide in, pained and cold until morning. 1733. When you learned of your father's death, you were...
Okay. Jesus, I just broke my arm. I have no strength now. I'm really good min-maxing a smart but weak character. I had a thought. The thing from Star Wars. That he cuts... What? No? What is that thing? Star Wars. Oh my god, I'm going to lose any cred I have because I cannot remember the word for Star Wars Yeti. Star Wars Yeti monster. What are those? It is a Wampa. Okay, I kept thinking Womp Rats and getting thrown off, but that's a whole other. Anyways, George Lucas. I was at work resting my homework on a date. On a date's kind of fun. Let's do on a date.
On a date.
Ooh, +2 impress. Nice.
The main course had just been served when a courier came to you and
Hey, that's
delivered
some
the
decent
letter.
impress now.
It had your family seal on it. You knew it was important. You excused yourself for a moment. You never returned to dinner. You did not go on a second date.
Oh, that's rough. I should have at least come back to dinner and be like, hi.
Something changed in you then, and not for the better.
I went
I
numb.
went numb. It seemed matter of fact to me. Of course he would die now, as my life gets going. It was very like him. I found myself thinking he had perhaps died now on purpose. A foolish thought. Now, days later, your carriage crests the hills towards night, the sun blasting off the red and yellow bricks and rippling off the blue.
Home to bury a man I never really knew.
Never really knew, and now never would.
Okay. We have created our Necromancer. I do like that it kind of gives you the chance to sort of redistribute some of these skills. I'm gonna go full Constitution probably is a good thing to have a little bit in. You know what? We'll leave it as this. I'm very knowledge focused. I'm a little bit good at talking. I do not stick me in a fight because it will go poorly. I like the little portrait. Surprised I can't change it, but we're gonna move on. Okay, Chapter 2, Homecoming. 1 hour from the north gate of Marnes, my coach had been climbing a steep hill surrounded on all sides by oaks before the great forest gave way to farmland. And there we saw a young woman accosted by 2 brigands. My coachman called to me.
Should we stop, madam?
I'm really surprised by the full voice acting. Indie games that have a lot of voice acting are always impressive and super surprising to me. So I'm stoked this one has some voice acting. So I don't have to read all the bits. Should we stop at once, madam? Yes, at once. I'm trying to play a good person, although I'm a necromancer, so we'll see how long the good lasts. Is everything okay here, my good lady? Your men, what are you doing? Has Marnes fallen so far since I've been away? The 2 of you should accost a lady so near to the city gates. Good men, what has this young woman done to draw your attention? Okay, not that one. Let's go with that one. What are you guys doing? The ruffians turned their spears towards me.
Be on your way, stranger.
Dangerous, also slightly hot. I attempted to bargain with them. Skill check. Analyze level 2. Sick. You're making a skill check. It's a level 2 analyze check. This means that you need 2 levels analyze to pass it. If your skill is less than 2, then you can spend points from your skill pool to make up the balance. Your skill pool refills at the start of every chapter. Okay. Where is my skill pool? And how much do I have? Spend 0 skill points to pay them off with 4 crowns. Spend 0 skill points to fail to dissuade them. Well, that doesn't seem like the way to do it. I will pay them off.
Thank you for helping me.
Of course.
I know you. You are the daughter of Zelig.
She shrugged, smiled sweetly, and straightened the garland in her hair. I nodded. She seemed about my age, but I did not recall her face from the past. Who are you? Who are those men? Surely Marnes has not become so lawless. Were you not afraid? Your life seemed in danger. Be safe then. I must be away, for my father's funeral awaits. Who were those men?
The protection of the city is not there for all of us. And outside its walls, there are many men such as these.
This much of her words are true. In recent times, I never travel beyond the city without a weapon.
Thanks, Klaus. I did not expect you to... Klaus? Clout. Were you not afraid?
It was not. Those men are fools.
The coachman scowled at her. Who are you?
Just a girl from the village yonder.
Just a girl from the village yonder. She looked slyly at me and waved her arm vaguely to the north, back down to the hill the way we had
I
come.
was collecting herbs when they waylaid me.
My coachman eyed her suspiciously, but said nothing. Perhaps you would care to visit me in my mansion when I am settled in. Then perhaps I might learn your name, sweet maiden, or you seem like the feisty sort of lass who I could befriend. Yes. She looked amused for a moment, then gave her cryptic
I
answer.
think our paths shall cross right enough. Perhaps as allies. Though as friends, we shall see.
Well, that's cryptic as hell. Okay. Okay, be safe then. I'll talk to you later.
I am sorry. It is a sad day.
Oh, you know Lord Zeglig.
And Lord
Okay.
Zelig was a good man.
Be wary. Vizierek dead the wolves are circling.
I climbed back into my coach and glanced out to wave farewell, but in the place of the young woman stood an old hag watching me. The shadows seemed to draw in around her, leaving her face indistinct. Be wary, was Zelig dead, the
The
wolves
House
circling.
of Van Eerstrik may have an important part in the future of the kingdom. Do not presume to know who your friends and enemies are.
Huh. Okay. Got some art. We're going back home. Which is exciting.
Whoa there.
Carriage came to a sudden stop, which jolted me awake. I had thought that on my return home after so many years that I would watch it all, rising up over the hill to see Marnes entering the gates of the ride to my family home. But I've been traveling for 3 days now and been clearly too tired to stay awake, despite my strange encounter in the northern forest. Still, I was home. Perhaps it was unkind to me, but when I stepped out I was surprised to be greeted by Hoffman. I expected him to be long retired by now. Despite his age, he stood tall as he greeted me.
Welcome home, my lady. I trust your journey was a pleasant one.
Best as one could expect, given the circumstances. I've returned home to bury my father, Albrecht. It was not a pleasant journey. It was tiring to get my bags, Albrecht. As best as one could expect, given the circumstances. The old man said nothing. There was no expression on his face. He just nodded slightly, as indecipherable as I recalled. Nothing about this exchange gave away how close he had been to my father, raising him after grandfather's death, tutoring him, following him to war, even minding my mother in recent years. If he was hurting from the death, and I knew he was, he hid it well. I must have been staring for too long because he cut the silence.
If madam wishes to go inside, I shall follow along with the luggage.
I nodded and left him be. Okay. I have control. Sick. I am now in the game. Okay. Game's like, go home first before you start exploring. Can I look at the boat? Look at boat. Boat hadn't been tended to in an age. I wonder if it was still seaworthy. Jetty? I have fond memories of jumping into the sea from here with my friends Diedrich and Flip. Long hot summers a lifetime ago. Okay, let's go talk to our mother. It was just as I remembered, less cavernous perhaps, but still an impressive room with a grand staircase leading up to bedrooms and private offices. There was no sign of any of their servants, however, and there beside the fire my mother slumbered. Ooh, wine. Crate of my father's most precious wines. Why was this sitting in the entrance hall? Why are these paintings off the wall? Albrecht would know. Where was the rest of this armor? I needed to ask Albrecht. My possessions, such as they were. Some change of clothes, some books, nothing of real value. Are we broke? Like, is that why the paint... Are we selling stuff? Is that why stuff is off the wall? Oh, knife. Got it. Oh, wait, no, I have a knife. I am taking all of these items, though. Okay, tricorn hat, some torches, a leather hat, sick. Do I have an inventory? Do I have a character sheet? I do have a character sheet. Look at this. Okay. Let's, equip knife? Equip knife. Okay. When committing a crime or misdemeanor, you will see blue arcs in front of other characters. If you move inside an arc, it will turn red, indicating that you have been witnessed. Okay. Should I not be carrying around a dagger at all times? Let's not do that. Let's just put on some clothes. Put on some... Where do these go? Gloves. Put on a hat. Put on some boots. Cool. Tricorn hat. Surely the 18th century. Okay. Use the right mouse button or the control key to see additional interactions. Got it. Tricorn hat. Surely the 18th century's finest fashion item. Ah, sick. I immediately look cool. I kind of wish I could pan the camera in more to see my character a little bit better. But, and I do think her legs clip through the outfit a little bit, but that's indie games, baby. There's only so much we can do. And I still look rad as hell. Condolence cards. A set of condolence cards is displayed on the table. I open the card. Oh, jeez. Okay. The card from my uncle. Wow, am I going to be able to read all of these cards? Jeez, guys. Still cannot believe he is gone. With the pomp over, I'll be taking some time to mourn him. Okay, that's from the uncle. Check the offering from a man named Lord Richard Carnell. I am saddened by your loss. That's a brief message there, buddies. Oh, message from the Queen. Who's selling these crosses on random? Anyways. I'm deeply saddened by the loss of Rolson's finest sons, his efforts to our country, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Thanks, Queen. This is one from my friend Dietrich and his grandmother, Sybil. We don't have words to convey our sympathies. Got it. A second card from Dietrich. Oh, okay. Read the card from Guard Captain. Wow, really? Crosses? Cards with crosses on them is a booming business. Your husband was and continue to be a great inspiration to my soldiers. Cool. Takes a legion to replace him. Card from my cousin. I'm inconsolable. If you need anything at this time. Okay, card from Dietrich just to me. I'm so sorry I admired your father. Always wished he'd been my dad. Let's drink to his memory when you get back. Yeah? Okay, Dietrich. One of the cards was enigmatically signed S. Death comes for us all in the end, but how do we greet him? Cowering, angry, bartering like a statements, perhaps? Or with open arms like a friend? That's a weird condolence card. There is one from the local priest. I'm wounded by the loss. Saint of a man. Got it. Pushed to the back was a card for my friend Sophia. Sorry to hear about your father. Still, maybe you can come home now, eh? Sophia. Okay. I thank you for the cards. Let's talk to my mom. My mother looked to be waking from a rest. As I approached, she raised her hand to block the light as she looked at me.
Albrecht, is it time for dinner? I think I dozed off.
I'm home for father's burial. Mother, it's me, anathema. I decided it was best to leave her to rest. I'm home. Mother, it's me, anathema. Recognition washed over her face then.
My baby has returned. Your father will be so glad to see you.
Oh, no. Then she trailed off.
Your father. Oh.
I'm home for father's burial. She looked at me, confusion in her eyes.
Your father is dead?
Then her gaze drifted off. I'll leave her to rest. That doesn't seem to be going well. Can I go upstairs? Ooh, I can. Okay, let's talk to... Can I open doors? Not yet. Okay, let's talk to Hoffman. When I next saw Albert, he was standing in the lobby beside my bags.
Can I help you, my lady?
Albert, your ledger didn't mention how my father died. Sharp look from him then. He must not have wanted that question, but surely he expected it. Forgive me, my lady, but I must confess I'm embarrassed to tell you. He was found dead in a bush, the smell of alcohol strong off him. That doesn't seem like. The herbalist Halen performed the autopsy and said it was a failure of the heart brought on by an overindulgence in liquor. Did the herbalist, did the city have no doctors? I should find and question this man soon. Meanwhile, I need to search the house for more evidence of my father's drinking habits. I'm already like, that doesn't seem Questionable. Why the herbalist? Why not a surgeon? I'm afraid I do not know any. He is a learned man, I suppose? Drunk in a bush? Yes, some broken bottles were found scattered around him. With the funeral, I've not had time to tidy the area, should you wish to look. It's around the back of the house. I feel like someone murdered him. And staged it to be alcohol poisoning. Who found him? The groundskeeper found him as he began his morning chores. Anticipating my next question, Albert cut me off. Nikos is not here. He is no longer works for the family. Why not? Perhaps a discussion best left for now, but in brief, with your father's passing, the family's financial affairs are unstable. Okay. Oh, what? You can damn. I was not expecting to be able to resize this. This is a great accessibility tool. Damn, that's cool. And I can hide it too? That's cool. That's really smart. Oh, and I can change it to
I
be...
am Albrecht, the butler to the family Van Elstrix since even your father was a boy.
Huh. Neat.
I am Albrecht.
Yes, I know you're Albrecht.
The family Van Elstrix since even your father was a boy.
Tell me more of this financial issue. Miss, I cannot say much about it as I'm still not clear on it all myself. Your father, it seems, had managed to run down his finances. While alive, he was keeping things going, though just enough to mask it from me. When things settle more, and with your permission, I will begin to go through the finances in his office to make sense of the situation. I absently nodded in agreement as I considered what my father had done. Perhaps I should look through the documents in my father's office as well. I have not seen the rest of the house staff since arriving home. Yes, we may have been temporarily let go. They have been temporarily let go, I'm afraid. In brief, your father's passing has left the family's finances under pressure. I saw my mother. She seems worse than normal? The old man inhaled deeply and sighed. Yes, she's been declining rapidly since your father passed. Not sleeping, confusion, losing sense of where she is. I am hoping your return will anchor her some. I am sure that in a few days, when the pain lessens, she will sleep better, properly, normally. Until then, she wanders a little lost, and I can help her get sleep when she can. Yes, I'm sure she'll be fine in time, Miss Anathema. I'm sure of it. That's not... You don't seem optimistic. Has a doctor seen her? No, there's nothing a doctor can do for her, bar lock her away in a madhouse. Okay. Although I kind of want to ask if a priest has seen to her. I have more questions about my father's death. No, I don't. Back to the original. What news of the funeral plans? He paused a moment. It has already happened, my lady. He was cremated and entombed yesterday. We did not receive word of your arrivals. Your uncle hastened the event as your mother's health has been understandably poor since his passing. I had hoped to allow you more time to rest after your trip before telling you. You guys cremated him and buried him already? Ugh. Hi, Clarice. Scary Stream is good. I'm currently learning about my father's death. Mysterious death. Currently. He seems to have died of alcohol poisoning, but that seems suspicious. I was shocked at this, and I'm sure Albrecht noticed. An uncharacteristic softness came over him then. It was a suitable affair, I assure you. Tell me more of the funeral. His weight shifted. It was as you would expect, a grand event with a soldier's guard. Your uncle spoke, then the cremation. Once the ashes were gathered, they were marched through town. The crypts were cleared and his remains were placed in the family vault. If the ghoul chased out or any indication, his ghost would have a suitable fight should God see fit to charge him so. That is a wild sentence until I remember that I'm playing a Necromancer game. If the zombies chased out or any indication, his ghost would have a suitable fight should God see fit to charge him so. So they think when undead are raised, it's God doing it? This is wild. This is I'm really impressed with this game in a very short period of time. It's clearly indie. It clearly has some, corners that were cut in terms of, you can only do so much with so much budget and so much time. But I really appreciate where they seem to have put a lot of their efforts. The writing is phenomenal. It has a decent amount of voice acting. I was surprised by some of these accessibility features. And just the world building and everything has been really interesting. I was hoping to sort of just dip my toe into this and switch over to a different game, but I'm intrigued. Your uncle has commissioned a statue for the town center. Nasatia Masson has been hired for the task and at no small cost. The name meant nothing to me, but Albrecht seemed to feel her work was befitting my father's memory. Why was his funeral so soon after his death? There was no word you would arrive, and your uncle was worried that the Shroud would try to take the body. The Shroud? I had thought all the worshippers of the Lich would have been taken care of by now, but clearly that was not the case. Given your father's part in the war, his corpse would have made for a valuable trophy. I guess that would be a concern. I'm surprised that the members haven't been chased down by now. Your uncle has tried, but they are hard to find. They do not advertise themselves, you understand. Then what makes him so sure there are any left? There were many mortals who fought on the Lich's side in the war. Not all were found. Your uncle believes that those who survived are out there waiting. Great. Evil cults. Evil or just... I'm gonna hold on the word evil. Cults, somewhere. Do they have the ability to raise the dead? I thought that was lost with the Lich. Hey, Lucas. Do they have the ability to raise the dead? It is hoped so. The presumption is that they are waiting, hoping for a new Death Lord to rise. Taking the body would be more of a gesture of resistance. Interesting. So currently the game has framed necromancers as sort of, first of all, a necessary evil when there was this war that they were losing. And then it introduced a Lich who waged a bunch of war and everyone had to sort of unite against and fight. And now it has introduced this cult who are still hanging around. But the game you play as the necromancer. I haven't gotten to that point yet, but I'm curious to see. Morality is an interesting thing to consider. Nothing else to ask about the Shroud. Oh, wait, no, I did. I had one more question. Why would anyone living pledge themselves to an undead sorcerer? It is hard to say. For some, this life isn't enough, I suppose. They want for more time, or maybe they just want to see others suffer, but I speculate. Okay, I got nothing else to ask about the Shroud. What happened to the armor? We're in the midst of selling pieces. Yes. Why are there paintings? Also selling. Got it. I see my mother. Okay. Thank you, Hoffman. I traveled all this way, and they already had the funeral. Okay. Let's explore a little bit. Interesting. I haven't been home in a minute. Is this the T? Ah, there we go. I was trying to figure out the button for Gulliver's Travels. Is this... Okay, they just put some of Gulliver's Travels in here. Sick. Sure, guys. Robinson Crusoe, Love and Success. Got it. Oh, I can just... Did I take that? Huh. Am I taking these books? No. Okay. Just collecting amassing a small library of books. Okay. I can play the piano. Cute. Okay, let's investigate the house a little bit more. What else do we got? One of my favorite places, the kitchen. Oh, wow, there's a lot of stuff. Wait, can I just take this? You can view your active tasks using the journal icon. Got it. Oh, okay. I should probably look at my journal. God, I do enjoy the 3D book open. It feels very mist. Oh, same, Lucas. I'm such a pack rat in games. I'm just like, I will pick up everything. Notes to-do list. Before anything else, I need to talk to Albrecht about my mother and learn what I can about my father's death. Oh, I can like reorder things on my to-do list. That's a neat touch. I should find Halen the herbalist, and ask him why he did the autopsy. My father apparently died from drinking too much whiskey, but I've never seen whiskey in the house. I need to search for clues. I should check the bush around the back. I should find Nico's. I should find my father's office. Got it. Okie dokies. Answer is I could pick up the ladle, and I did take up the cooking pot. Okay, I should stop taking random shit I don't need. Oh, neat. Put pot here. Oh, that's why I have these things. Put ladle there. Put pot here. Make things. Sure. Okay, cool. Sick. Stove. Cleaver. Cleaver? I'll take the cleaver. I took cleaver. Larder. Oh, hello. Grease, apple, food, bowl. Sure, I'll take some things. Okay, the grease, I guess? This apple has become unstuck in the reality. Inventory tabs? Like, interesting. This game is very interesting. Oh no, the apple has now become permanently part of the screen. Indie games, guys. Oh no. Oh no. Oh shoot. Oh well. I might have to restart to fix that. Can I go upstairs? Yes, I can go upstairs. Okay. Dusty storeroom. This is another room I was forbidden to enter as a child. Oh, cool. Storeroom with cool adventure stuff? Absolutely, I'm going to take a look at this. What do we got? Linen bag and some jars. What do we got here? A gun? Okay, well, I'll take the gun and the knife and the military medal? I don't know if that's going to be helpful. Dress. I took a party dress. Neat, okay. Pretty. Sell for 6 crowns. Telescope. I'll take the telescope. What's up here? Door to Albrecht's room was always locked. Yeah, fair. Understandable as its only place of refuge. That makes sense. Okay, we're going around the house. I tried to get somewhere. Dining room. This is an interesting laid out house. I do enjoy this sort of grand staircase here. Oh, hi, Juliana.
Where is that damn cook?
Okay, you're wandering around in a
Zelig
haze.
will be back soon, and there's nothing to eat.
Father wasn't in his office. He'd often be here. I used to wait for him to leave so I could look at whatever he had just been reading. On the conquest of liches, on the safe procurement of devil's wood. God, I do love a fake book in a game. My cousin Lucas stayed when he was with us. I wondered when his room last saw use. Interesting. Okay, is this his office? No, I have to go this way. Okay. Parents' bedroom. Even now, it felt like a violation to be here. Journal. My mother's journal was a mess of disjointed sentences and lists, as if she was trying to remind herself of even the most basic tasks. Oh, that's rough. Cloth. Take some cloth. Strange stone, small key, leather. Yeah, I'll just take it all. I don't know if I'll need it, but better just have it than not. Chest. Oh, that was under me. Let's see. Paintings. 2 portraits of my mother. I recalled the most recent one being painted when I was last home. The one of her as a younger woman must have been commissioned right around the time I was born, and it always hung here. Even in the older painting, I could see a hint of something in her face, despair perhaps, which I'd never noticed before. I do enjoy this, like, coming home framing device. Bodice, bed. Yeah, we'll just take all. Take everything not nailed down is the rule of these games. My father's study, where he spent most of his time. Portrait of Aldous Schmidt. I had a vague memory of the man from my youth, a general alongside my father and uncle, a close friend of theirs. It marked his death as 1726 during the Lich War. Amidst all the books on these shelves, an old volume entitled Seances for the Living caught my eye. I could find it here again later if I find it useful. Good to know. It looked like there was something up there. I'd probably have to reach it. Spend 1 skill point to climb onto the shelf to reach it. Your current skill pool. Yeah, let's grab it. Copy of the play Macbeth. Inside was an unaddressed letter my father had clearly intended to send, but never would. Aman, you owe me a debt. I intend to collect it a week hence. I warn you neither to disappoint nor shortchange me. The result of either would be most unpleasant for you. After reading, I put it in my bag. Was my father an asshole? Likely. My father's armor had been gathering dust here since the Lich War. I took the sword. Decided to strap the family blade, my blade now, to my waist. Sick. Wait, is that a thing? Yeah. Held in hand. Bracelet. Necklace. Can I just... Carrying a weapon openly within the city is not allowed. Got it. Okay, don't equip swords I don't mean to use. I understand. It's an impressive collection of books with a wide range of titles. Academic. I can see a collection of the English poet Shakespeare, a copy of Machiavelli's The Prince, and even some recent works such as Paradise Lost and a copy of Robinson Crusoe. Okay, let's search this desk. My father's desk, a pile of maps and writings scattered across it. It seemed he was as messy in later life as I recalled from my childhood. I examined the papers. It was a scattering of personal and academic papers. My father was not, to my memory, a particularly learned man, so I was surprised to see writings from Zosimos D. and Paracelsus. I can make out no discernible pattern in what my father had been researching. I looked at the maps. Up-to-date charts of the known world and sketchings of the local areas with various nearby tombs marked out. Interesting. Search for details on matters financial. After Albrecht mentioned the family affairs, I ignored the other texts and focused on a ledger showing my father's expenses. Things were bleaker than I expected, and I could understand why Albrecht decided to cut back on the staff. With my father alive, he could have held things together, certainly, but what were a butler and my mother to do with that loss of income? Where had all his money gone? The ledger showed it bleeding out, but to where? Perhaps in those books he'd been looking for a way to turn lead to gold. There were also some letters on the desk. Of note, the one demanding payment or else stood out. I was shocked to see my father was in debt to some shady sort, but given his finances, I understood it at least. I left it there as messy as I found it. In truth, I actually may have left it tidier. Let's check the drawer. The drawer was locked. I needed to find the key. I do have the key, I think. I have a key. Key? Yay! Key. Okay, some personal things of my father's. Let's see. Leather gloves, bluestone ring, belt, knife, strange trinket, and a bottle of port. Not whiskey, notably. Strange trinket is also slightly concerning. That does feel like will be showing that to someone at some point. The globe of the world and even had the Americas on it. It was peppered with tiny red and black flags. I couldn't help but be curious as to what they meant, but there was no sign of a key anywhere. Interesting. Okay. Let's when should I switch to the next game is the real question. 2:30. I do kind of want to keep poking at this a little longer. Let's poke at this a little longer before I'm going to switch to some other games that are definitely a little bit on the shorter side. This game has a sort of a longer lead up into it, so I definitely want to not give up on it too quickly. Yeah, let's head outside. And see. So he said it was a bush out back. Let's investigate that next. Garden chest. There we go. A mess of whiskey bottles lay scattered in the ground beneath a battered bush. So this is where my father was found. Spend 0 skill points to recall something to your father. Spend 0 skill points to just feel disappointment. Let's go. I didn't recall my father being a whiskey drinker. Then I spotted a small key half buried in the dirt. It must have fallen from my father's pocket when he was here. Put it in my bag. Glad it was not cremated. Surely he would have had some whiskey in the house if he was so fond of it, but all I had seen inside was wine and port. Something didn't add up. I hadn't been home for a long time before this. What I had learned on my return made me wonder if things had changed a lot in that time, or if I had been too young to form a realistic picture of my family. My mother was ill, very ill. I remember her being absent as a child, not distant. She had been a loving mother, just one who was different. Only now I could see she had been dealing with something significant. Father had been in a precarious place leading up to his death, which itself raised suspicions in me. I resolved to stay in Marnes for a time to assist my mother. Not wishing to be a further drain on the family, I would go into the city and look for work. All the while, I would seek answers about my father's death. Something was not adding up, and I wanted to know what. It was time to go into the city. Yeah, this is intriguing. I want to play more of this. This game it hooks in me for sure. It's definitely, it's definitely a little bit. What's the kind word for it? Is janky slightly. But that comes with the jank comes from the word audacity came to mind. Not audacity. The jank comes from what is the word I'm looking for? Not optimism either. But it comes boldness. That's also not the word I'm looking for. God, But yeah, it comes from like wanting to do something really cool and just kind of going for it. And I really respect games that do that. You know, there's something to be said about the 7 out of 10 games of the world. I think they do when they really strive to do something interesting. They can kind of be really intriguing. From around the corner, a familiar face appeared.
It is you! Oh, I saw the carriage pull up and hoped.
Diedrich, my childhood friend. His demeanor was as cheerful as ever and as oblivious considering the
You
circumstance.
have become quite beautiful.
He stopped short and blushed, then looked down at his feet before continuing.
It is good to see you. How are you?
After a moment, the penny dropped.
Well, yes, of course. The funeral. Terrible thing. I was at it. Shame you weren't. You would have liked...
He trailed off as he hurt himself, rubbed the back of his head, and stared thoughtfully at the ground.
Well, yes.
Diedrich, you old fool, you haven't changed a bit. I had hoped to be back in time for it, but it was not to be. I said nothing, just to let him stew in his words. You could really gotta be a dick already. I'm Diedrich, you old fool, you haven't changed a bit.
I'm Dietrich, your childhood best friend. A humble child of Mars.
Nice. He laughed and the tension was
I'm
cut.
sorry. Here I am years after seeing you and I'm no different. Foot and mouth at first opportunity.
Not like you. You're a woman of the world now, an academic, I'm told. Okay, workers, trust increased. Educated, trust increased. Interesting. So we got stats. We got... There's no dice rolling. It seems if I have the skill, it's just straight skill checks. No dice rolling involved. Which does take away a little bit of the randomness. But I also do kind of like the consistency. Anathema. Yes, I'm looking for short-term work here now, though for all my travels, I still ended up back here in Barnes. I'm looking for short-term work. Maybe Diedrich knows something.
There are plenty of offerings about the place. I'm sure you'll find something. Look, meet me for a drink in Garnett's Tavern later, and we'll have a right proper catch-up.
I look forward to it. Yeah, Diedrich's trust increased. Where is Garnett's Tavern?
Yeah, sorry. You won't know it yet. She only bought it last year. It's the tavern on the other side of the river. Cross the bridge at the marketplace.
Got it.
Here, I'll mark it on your map.
Thank you. I do love... There are so many things about playing games that just become such common statements in games, but like, here, I'll mark it on your map is something I think I've heard almost in every single game that has any sort of exploratory space. But I've never once in real life had someone be like, oh, I'll just mark it on your map for you. Everyone's got to be carrying around maps more. Anathema, do you have any ideas where I might find employment?
Try the docks, maybe? Or, try over at the academy. There's a school there and I think they're a teacher short. There might be some work for a knowledgeable person such as you.
Okay, teacher, got it. He scratched his head
Oh,
thoughtfully.
yes. I saw a sign outside Garnett's this morning. Take a look at that. It might be a job advert. Here, I'll mark them all on your map.
Again, map marking. Well, it's lovely to meet you, Diedrich. My friend bowed as they turned away. Okay. Should we explore town a little bit? Yeah, let's just poke our head around a little bit before we move on. There's just random people wandering around. Okay, can't talk to everybody. That's good. This game is reminding me of something. Like, at least aesthetic-wise. Oh my god, am I thinking of the Guild? The Guild 2? Oh god, that's dredging up old memories. Okay, what's going on here?
You
Oh,
don't
Jesus.
talk about a man's wife like that.
Okay, Darius.
I said nothing.
Okay, Ramon.
Oh, my face.
Stop this! Stop this right now! What are you idiots doing?
He said my wife.
Tell me, do you see crates around you? The crates waiting to be loaded onto the boats?
I do see them.
Well, do you? It was rhetorical. I don't care why you're fighting. I care why you're fighting on my time.
The workers were silent now, no doubt fearing that this was another rhetorical question. I suspected it was not.
Your silence deafens me. Good, what a gift, competent worker. Back to work, all of you. Expect today's wages to be short. Cover my loss of earnings from this idiocy.
The foreman left muted grumblings from the crowd. As they returned to work themselves, I wondered if his comment about a competent worker was real or just angry words. The man's handsome face was swollen and bloody, and he inhaled sharply as he touched it. Hello there. That was an unfortunate incident. My name is Anathema.
Hello to you, too. I am Ramon.
He smiled and gestured so that I held out my hand, which he kissed.
You are most beautiful, my lady. I hope you do not mind me
I
saying
do enjoy that I just got trusted with an entire faction for being hot. What was that all about?
Well, Darius says I spoke ill of his wife. He lies. The man is not even married.
Then why would he say such a thing? Why attack you?
He is a Persian, and I am Venetian. He turned on me so the others would take him into their fold. It is a stupid and selfish plan.
Where did I find the harbor
He is
master?
in his office, and today I would not deserve him.
Would you bring me to him? I wish to ask him about
My
working the harbor.
friend, I cannot go anywhere right now. Darius
Okay.
split my lip and loosened it. I have few friends.
Okay, bring him medicine.
So,
Got it.
Yes, I would.
I don't
repay
know
you
if-
back,
I'm
my
not-
lady. Perhaps we
That's
could
okay.
meet sometime in more
Social.
social circumstances.
That would be lovely, Ramon. Perhaps we could. Perhaps not. Shut him down entirely. Okay, we're gonna stop there. Controller support is also interesting for a game like this. We're gonna save a new game. Boop. Any game where I have to name my save, I often just do gobbledygook or save one, or I should probably be like at the docks, post punch or whatever. I should be organizing my saves better than I do. Okay, we're gonna take a moment there, and we're gonna switch off of Necromancer's Tale, and we're actually gonna switch back over to Greenhearth Necromancer, and we're gonna check in on my plants. It's been a while, so I think it's bad.